Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Fellow Show. I'm your host, the fellow KGB, and today it's Wednesday, March 24th. It's almost 5:30 p.m. Central Time here. We're just going to be going over the news and the notes around the NFL. We had free agency open up last week, so we got the majority of studs that were free agents. They did find homes, and then today we got a little burst of some new deals here. So I'm going to hop into a screen share, and we'll cover kind of just the important fantasy relevant players and positions. The main one that happened today, I think, was T.Y. Hilton, who was brought back to Indianapolis on a one-year, $10 million deal. And apparently he turned down other offers for more money with other teams. So he really wanted to stay in Indianapolis. So Carson Wentz is going to have T.Y. Hilton, a couple young receivers in Michael Pittman Jr., Paris Campbell. We got some young tight ends over there too. So we'll see if they add any more weapons via the draft or what they do to surround Carson Wentz with some good players to throw the ball to. So we'll just kind of read through some of this NFL headlines here. We're using Sports Edge, which used to be Roto World, just to kind of read the news. It's a pretty clean format. So just reading the quick headlines over here on the right. Tevin Coleman signs with the New York Jets. They don't really have anybody in that backfield. Let's click on this link real quick, and we'll see here. So they have LaMichael Pirine, Ty Johnson, and Josh Adams. So it's still going to be a spot where they're going to need to address that probably in the draft. Hopefully they spend probably not a first round pick, but maybe a second round pick. Let's actually take a look at that draft, NFL draft order. And I like to use the Tankathon website. You see Tankathon right here, 2021 draft order. And they pick number 2 overall. We'll see what they do. But they also have the number 23rd overall pick here. And then if we can see, where is my second round pick? Let's see here, full order. And the second round pick, they have 34. So they have number 2, 23, and 34. So the opportunity for them to take a running back with 23 or 34 is pretty good, whether that's Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, or if they want to wait and see what happens or try to move around for Jamal Williams. We'll see. But Tevin Coleman lands in the New York Jets backfield. We got T.Y. Hilton, of course. Damian Williams signs with Chicago on a one-year deal. So he was let go by Kansas City, finds himself as the backup to David Montgomery. And if you guys remember last year, Tariq Cohen got hurt. He had, I can't remember what the injury was. It was a season-ending injury, though. So all of a sudden, you got David Montgomery, you got Damian Williams, and now Tariq Cohen. So a pretty good room there. We'll see if they add anybody else for depth, but I think they might be done. Maybe someone late in the draft. We'll see what happens there. But then you got the New England Patriots bringing back James White. I didn't expect to see this. I figured he might be, Tampa Bay with Leonard Fournette, which we'll get to in a second. I figured James White would migrate down to Tampa Bay and be their pass catching back that they need and kind of form a 1-2 duo with Ronald Jones. But James White returns to New England on a one-year, $2.5 million deal. Don't know how much I love that for fantasy. Maybe best ball, like really late in best ball drafts, that might be the only thing that makes sense. Here's the Leonard Fournette news. So Tampa Bay reports the Bucs have made no real headway with Leonard Fournette. He just helped the team win a Super Bowl. His money, he's looking for that last, really the first contract that he's going to get outside of his rookie deal that would be substantial here. So how old is Leonard Fournette? He's right in that sweet spot where I think most running backs are looking for their career payday. He's only 26. He's maybe got 3 or 4 more years left as a true bell cow type body. So he's trying to get paid. We'll see if someone wants to give him a 2 or 3 year deal for some good money. But he definitely helped his stock, in that playoff run and just being really consistent, catching the ball out of the backfield. So Leonard Fournette not signed yet. Tampa Bay also, though, they did snag Ndamukong Suh back for another one-year deal. I think it might have been $10 million. Let's see what the internet does here as it's pulling it up. Ndamukong Suh. So it was just a one-year deal for Suh. Don't know why it's not loading up here, though. I'd like to see the terms of that contract. Not loading up here, but Ndamukong Suh does go back to Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers also extended Donovan Smith through 2023. That's their left tackle. So let's just go to the player news, see if this loads. So that loads no problem. So I'm just going to kind of keep scrolling down here and see if we can find any other news here that might be worth noting. You got Jadeveon Clowney visiting with the Cleveland Browns. That's something to keep an eye on here. The Lions just keep signing a slew of random receivers. We haven't talked about it yet, and I don't think last Wednesday when I did this video, I don't think Kenny Golladay signed with anybody yet, but he is with the New York Giants, leaving Tyrell Williams and Brashad Perriman as the top 2 receivers in Detroit. They got the second-year player, Quintez Cephas, probably as the 3rd receiver there. So they're just kind of collecting some interesting veteran talent there to pair with Quintez Cephas and TJ Hawkinson. Let's keep it moving here. Vinnie Curry signs with the Jets, former Eagle, 1 year, $1.3 million. Mercedes Lewis resigns with Green Bay. That's not a really big fantasy number, guy, but 2 years, $8 million. That's pretty good. He turns 37 in May, so Mercedes Lewis gets a pretty good, significant payday there. 2 years, $8 million. There's the Tevin Coleman news. Lawrence Guy resigns with the Patriots. Cam Sims resigns with Washington. He had a pretty nice end of the year. Cam Sims. Let's pull up some of his numbers real quick, because now that Ryan Fitzpatrick's over there in Washington, it's going to make us a little bit more interested in them as an offense for fantasy. And if you just look at what Cam Sims was doing towards the end of the year, is that wild card game against Tampa Bay. That's what I remembered. 7 receptions, 104 yards. But before that, he was playing pretty well. You see the targets, 8, 9, 5, and then the 13 in the playoff game. But he was playing, playing some decent ball. He had a 100-yard game back in week 9. So Cam Sims he's currently 3rd on the depth chart here. He's going to be the other big outside receiver. Curtis Samuel's going to do a lot of stuff in the middle of the field, and then they'll use Terry McLaurin kind of wherever they want. So Cam Sims, an interesting name to keep an eye on there as long as Fitzpatrick's playing the whole season. There's the T.Y. Hilton news. We'll keep moving down here, looking for other offensive news. Amir Abdullah resigns with the Minnesota Vikings. Nothing crazy there. Kyle Rudolph signed with the New York Giants. Let's see here. They signed after a medical status cropped up last week. I'm not sure what that was, but Rudolph's getting $12 million over the next 2 years. So if let's just go here. Let's go look at. Can we look at depth charts? Let me just pull up the depth charts over here. We'll click on the New York Giants. I'll show you guys what they're working with. So Daniel Jones, of course, he's got Saquon Barkley, but now he's got Kenny Golladay, Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, and Kyle Rudolph. We're probably going to see a lot of heavy 2 tight end sets out of them going forward. So that's exciting. They still need some help at the number 4 receiver. Golden Tate has not been re-signed anywhere yet, so he's probably not coming back. So CJ Board, Austin Mack, Dante Pettis. They did sign John Ross too, so maybe John Ross gets another shot here to make an impact. But interesting, Dante Pettis, John Ross, former high picks that were cast-offs. I think Pettis was a 2nd-round pick, and John Ross, of course, was a top 10 pick, I think, maybe number 8 overall. So the Giants are kind of working with some good pass catchers, the 2 tight ends and the 3 wide receivers. Let's keep it moving here. Nothing on Leonard Fournette. There's the Ndamukong Suh number. 1 year, yeah, it was $10 million. So Tampa Bay, man, they just keep and Donovan Smith got paid pretty well. 2 years, $31.8 million. So he's getting a good payday there. Here's a note on N'Keal Harry. The Washington football team is monitoring N'Keal Harry's availability. That would kind of conflict with Cam Sims's, potential being the number 3 wide receiver there, but it makes sense that they're trying to upgrade that position and get themselves, a quality number 3 and number 4 for Ryan Fitzpatrick. So it does say he would be Washington's number 4 pass catching option at best, because that's also factoring in Logan Thomas. So of course you're going to have Terry McLaurin, you're going to have Curtis Samuel, and Logan Thomas. Like those guys, probably the 3 leading, players for targets. And then after that, you'd see if N'Keal Harry or Cam Sims can kind of take a little bit off the top of those numbers. So there is, I guess the concern was about Kyle Rudolph's foot, but it looked like everything kind of checked out there for him. Let's see what else we got here. Don't know why it's not loading. I'm trying to think of any other news that happened over the last 7 days. Nothing too crazy here. Of course, the Deshaun Watson news and all the allegations and things are kind of they just keep pouring in. Not a very good look for Deshaun Watson right now, but we'll see what happens. I still don't know if he's going to play this year. I'd be kind of surprised if he does. But I don't know. This thing is not loading right now, so I'm trying to get to the farther back in the pages here, but it will not allow me to do that. So we're going on about 9 minutes here. I think that's going to do it for today's video. If I could look up, let me just see, because in the back of these videos, I did want to show you guys some of the drafters.com best ball drafts that we've been doing. So I'm 2 away in this one draft right here. Let's just kind of review what I've been doing. So I started off, it looks like Ezekiel Elliott, Austin Eckler at the top here. This was pick number 11. Came back with David Montgomery at 311. I thought that was pretty good value. I finally got Terry McLaurin, 4.2. I took the rookie Javonte Williams here. and then came back with Tyler Lockett. I got the rookie receivers Jamar Chase and Devonta Smith. So I'm kind of having some fun building a different, receiving group here. I didn't take one till Terry McLaurin round 4, loaded up first 3 picks on running back. So this one's kind of well built now. We'll kind of just keep throwing those haymakers at the wide receiver spot. We'll get some quarterbacks and some tight ends coming up. So I like how that draft's shaping up. And then if we go to, I don't get why that's not loading up over there, but the internet's working. This is another one here where we had the 7th overall pick. So I have 6 drafts going on right now, and I think like 3 or 4 of them I've had the 7th overall pick. So I keep taking Devontae Adams here because like these are the consensus top 6 running backs, and then after that it's like, do I want Nick Chubb? Like I want to take a running back like really bad in the first round, but I think at that point Devontae Adams, he's kind of the cheat code. And he might be deserving of a top, 2 or 3 pick, really. So at 7, I'll take Devontae Adams all day. I came baback and took Aaron Jones. I didn't think he was going to re-sign with Green Bay. So at the time, the news was the Miami Dolphins and a couple other teams were interested in Aaron Jones. So I tried to do something different there. But I got Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones. I came back with Najee Harris. We'll be seeing where Najee Harris lands in the draft. I think his value could shoot up maybe to the late 2nd if it's the right spot. CeeDee Lamb, Kareem Hunt. I didn't love taking Kareem Hunt here, but I knew that after Kareem Hunt, after I took Kareem Hunt, David Johnson was the next best running back. Chris Carson, who re-signed with the Seahawks, so that looks a lot better now. But then you got Mostert, you got Gaskin, Ronald Jones, Melvin Gordon. There's a lot of questions, so I thought I'd be okay with just snagging Kareem Hunt as my number 3 running back and going from there. I got DJ Chark round 6, with assuming it's Trevor Lawrence, it should be a good season, bounce back season for DJ Chark. Get Aaron Rodgers round 7, the best quarterback from last year. We'll see what happens. That seems like a value right now. He's been going as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's like the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th running or quarterback off the board. I did come back and get Chase Edmonds. Now, I fully expect Arizona to either draft a running back or maybe sign another veteran to bring in to be the kind of banging running back behind Chase Edmonds or pair with Chase Edmonds. But I think in the 8th round, I kind of like that value, especially in a best ball league, getting guys like Kareem Hunt and Chase Edmonds. Like, are we ever going to feel safe starting them in redraft? Whereas, best ball, they're going to pop off in unpredictable weeks. So I think it's kind of nice to have those guys for this format. I was able to get Logan Thomas, pretty happy about that in the 9th round. I've been taking Gabriel Davis quite a bit in the 10th round, came back with Irv Smith. So I like that tandem of Thomas and Irv Smith. And then I was able to get Jamal Williams, and I know he signed with the Detroit Lions. We don't have a lot of high expectations for the Lions this year, but Jamal Williams, just being a Packer fan and being able to watch him grow over the last 4 years, he's not going to blow you away with any one skill. But as far as fundamentals and just being a competent back and being a really good pass blocker, a really good catcher out of the backfield as well, I think Jamal Williams and the pairing of him with DeAndre Swift, it's going to work very well. And because Swift, he showed, some tendencies to get injured last year. And if Jamal Williams gets any starts, or I just expect Jamal Williams to be useful in the passing game as well. So I like Jamal Williams to kind of pop off every now and then. And in the 12th round, if he scores for me 5 or 6 times at the most, like I'd be pretty content with that. And he's always there as a security blanket. So he's my 5th running back. Derek Carr is my backup quarterback. Really wanted to get Tua or Daniel Jones, but I took Carr. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, excellent best ball pick for sure. And then Jacoby Myers, who really played well with Cam Newton towards the back half of the season last year. And then Anthony Ferkser. So I really like my tight end grouping here of Logan Thomas, Irv Smith, and Anthony Ferkser, who is the de facto pass-catching tight end for Ryan Tannehill. And he had some nice moments last year if you look at his numbers real quick. I know Jonnu Smith was kind of in beginning of the season popping off, but Ferkser, he showed some really good moments. He had that 25.3. He had another double-digit game here, but I expect him to be on the field quite a bit this year. So I don't know. That's just kind of the news and updates. Again, I'm going to be doing this every Wednesday. I don't do this live. I just kind of do it on my own after work, and we just cover the news and the recent things that have happened over the last few days. But I don't know. We're going to also, I'm going to keep opening up my drafters.com best ball drafts for you guys to let you guys know what I'm looking into. But that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 300. I want to get to 300. Let's see. We'll call it by summer, sometime in the summer. My birthday's in July, so we'll see if we can get 300 by my birthday. But thank you guys so much for your time. Have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever you need. We'll see you in another video. Thanks. Peace.